What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Jarrell Big Baby Miller says that Luis Ortiz was robbed. He'd never seen a referee such as Kenneth Bayless count that fast. WTF. That's what he had to say. Now, I looked at that fight. I read this article this morning. I just really got around to Counterpunch Jarrell Miller's comments concerning the Ortiz-Wilder fight, the rematch. And I have to totally disagree with Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And I'm going to explain why. For one, him being robbed, well, you could argue that he counted fast, but I didn't see Kenny Bayless count fast. I just didn't see that. You know, I mean, if he did, I would have said something about it. A lot of people think that he did. I had to look back at it. Was he counting slower? Like slow as molasses? No, he wasn't counting slower, but he wasn't counting significantly fast. You know what I mean? And I don't think he beat the 10 count. I think he got up on 10. But again, that's up to the referee. We've just counterpunched that earlier today in a video that I've already made. Now, Jarrell Miller. Why would Jarrell Miller say that about Deontay Wilder? We all know that Miller and Wilder have been beefing for a while now. They have been talking shit back and forth for a minute now. Okay, so we can't forget that Jarrell Miller could be coming from an outside agenda. You know, of course, he wouldn't want Deontay Wilder to win yet again. You know, because he doesn't like Wilder. And of course, you know the backstory between Wilder and Jarrell Miller. It's a lot of backstory. It's personal. It's sparring rumors. It's a lot of things that's involved. It's two different stories that went on between Deontay Wilder and Jarrell Big Baby Miller, and it just continues. And this is an opportunity for Jarrell Miller, to put the stank on it, to show his ass again, to say something, It is what it is. But at first I did think Kenny Bayless counted fast. But he's an intense ref anyway, But it's up to the count of the ref, people. A lot of people don't understand that. I counted that myself when Ortiz went down. I started counting, and his count was behind my count. So I'm like, no, he gave him ample time. Ortiz should have got the hell up, He did that Mike Tyson shit. Let me put my mouthpiece back in and make myself up and turn around and get up. No, he shouldn't have done that. A lot of people need to understand. When you get up, okay, you have to understand, like, you can't get out, like the referee, like Joshua, he spit his mouthpiece out, right? But he got his ass up. He didn't put his mouthpiece in while the dude was counting, because the mouthpiece is not a necessity. What's a necessity is you get your ass up before he counts to 10. So if he would have got up on 9, seeing where he was. Now, of course, we know that Ortiz, he looked like he was out of it. Like, like a... he looked like he was like, out of it a bit. But at the, in the grand scheme of things, Kenny Bayless made a call. It wasn't, you could argue if you were reaching, but again, I think he made a good call. He didn't get up. I don't think he got up before the 10th count. Now, if he got up on the 10th count, knowing they had a minute to spare, he could have seen and observed where he was at. You know what I mean? But we compare the 7th round to Deontay, but guess what? Deontay didn't go down. Deontay didn't have to, he didn't even, now they could have had an 8 count, but a lot of referees don't even exercise the 8 count anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, that's not even in effect in a lot of rules these days. So, for Jarrell Miller, again, I just think it's narrative. I think he just doesn't like Deontay Wilder anyway. Now, the ironic thing about Jarrell Miller, Luis Ortiz was robbed. I honestly think that Ortiz will never win. He won't win against Deontay Wilder. Now, if it was more blatant, though, it fit the bill. It did, it could have been, he could have waved that shit off when he hit the ground. But he didn't do that. He gave him the benefit of the doubt, at least count. But if he's going to beat the count, like a lot of people saying he beat the count. This article said he beat the count. I don't believe he did. But if he did, to me, he didn't. But to a lot of people that think he did, Kenny Bayless should have done that. Now, the question is, we'll never know. What if he would have got in the corner? He was ready. You know what I mean? Because that fight, he was still winning that fight. That fight actually could have been another Wilder versus Fury, because it was a situation, and Ortiz was whooping Wilder better than Fury was in 7 rounds. Let's be real. Fury did his showboating, and that gave you a perception that he was doing a lot better. You know what I'm saying? But in all, Fury got up. So we know that. And we didn't have that situation, but it's still controversial because, they claimed that Jack Reese's count was slow. Okay, buddy, this count was fast to a lot of people. But but again, it wasn't fast to me. But Jarrell Miller, yeah, I think that he has an agenda, because he doesn't like Deontay Wilder, because they're beefing right now. And any way he can break Wilder down in any kind of shape, form, or fashion, he's going to do so, just like he done today in this article. Anyway, you guys tell me how you feel about Jarrell Big Baby Miller saying that Luis Ortiz was robbed. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.